Hey guys, it's Robj here. I'd like to let you know that this video is sponsored by Ant Keeping Depot. So this is a continuation on from our last video where we decorated this custom outworld from WaKooshi. WaKooshi's now sent over nest setup, and I like to refer to it as the laptop setup. It's two nest modules that aren't identical, fixtured in a right angle. And what we're going to do today is move in the ants after we've had a quick look around it. So it comes with two acrylic red shields. One is held on by hooks and the other one's just placed on top. They're not identical. The lower part houses some large plaster inserted chambers. Mainly this is going to be the humid areas. It comes along with a 3D printed inner core to the water hydration port. This enables a lot more spread because it starts spreading and absorbing into the plaster below. This is the hooked red shield that I was talking about, and this is more a shelf setup, and this one also includes a plaster insert as well as some right angle ports. It has this main laddering system here, and then you have the main chambers. These are able to be hydrated from above, and I might have done a little bit too much, but it worked perfectly either way. The water is pushed in from above and it trickles down the back, and it then spreads out over time. This actually worked out very nicely, experiments, and what I did like about this nest is it's fully expandable. Now, I mentioned in the last video that you could get accessories for the pillars in the outworld. Well, the first accessory is turned up. It is this water feeder. It's mounted off the ground to make cleaning easier and easier access through the lid. This is very nice. I will be bringing you some more colony updates in time. I will cover the water feeder once they've had chance to use it. So what we're going to do now is start moving them in. We're going to use their tube connector, and we're going to use one of the spare ports, and we're going to start the moving process. How I started the moving process is a pretty simple procedure, but a little bit of patience is needed. But it doesn't have to take forever either. Basically, I took the heating source and the red shield away from their current nest. Then you connect the current nest to the new nest and make them travel through it to get to the outworld. Then you put ants in the outworld, which you can normally do from your current outworld. The ants that are already in the outworld are already foraging, put them in the new outworld, and when they try and find their way home, they will mark the trail through, and it will cause new ants to come through and check it out. To speed up the process, I used a light source, a non-heat emitting light source, LED based, very bright, and I placed it above the old nest. This really did encourage a move. Let's talk a little bit about the company that made it for me, WaKooshi. So this outworld and nest are actually being released in smaller forms in a brand new range that's going to slowly release over time, starting very soon. So if you're interested in it, you may be able to get your hands on some very soon. As well as, my outworld size might actually become an item on the store, as there's a lot of requests coming through for it, which I think will be brilliant because we all need a large outworld eventually. When you have a few stragglers left in the outworld, I like to PTFE up a piece of tube and put it over the outworld overnight. Any straggling ants that haven't come through after all the eggs have left, they actually fall down. When they come out the tube, they try and grip and they slip into the new outworld. But if you're like me and you have 7 or 8 ants that are really stubborn, the move is gone, they're not going to get fed, they're not even passing through the tubing, you disconnect the tubing, you cut them off, and then you open the nest up and you get them, and you just put them in your outworld. workers will find them if they're too young to be out there, get them back to the nest. So, as you can see here, they're actually following the moisture trail behind. This is the trickle trail that was caused when the water ran down the back of the plaster. It's pretty interesting, but a few hours from this video they did spread out a bit more, but they very much stayed close to the centre. So I did add a bit more water so they would spread out a bit more, because if they're behaving like this, they obviously like the moisture level. Now with the heating source on a lot of the time, and we've got a freshly heat treated plaster gypsum insert, the water and the heat cause condensation. Now after this passes and the gypsum's not brand new, this will not happen. It's a mixture of everything that's going on, their activity level, there's a lot of things going on all at once, and you will get some condensation. It's happened in loads of my nests on the very first water fill up. It's totally normal to see. Now the queen moved over on the second day, and this is the second day now. So as you can see, we've got more condensation. But as I said, I'm not too worried about this. As you can see, the most of the ants are actually in the most condensated chamber. This is because it's perfect environment for them, and therefore I am not too worried. But on the second day, the outworld has little to no activity in it whatsoever. So I wanted to change that. So I put in some fruit flies. After one random worker comes across one and he carries it back, the message soon gets out. Now it wasn't the activity level that I was hoping for, but it did cause about 10 workers to go out, and they were quite clearly hunting. They went out looking on purpose, and they found what they were looking for, and they were bringing them back like a conveyor belt. Which was very good, because the more I can show them that this outworld provides food, the more they will send workers out there. They're very much in lockdown mode, funny that, because of us as well. But they are in lockdown mode now. As you can see, this ant, he is on guard duty, he is very ready and alert. And they're in this stance because of the recent move. This is all new to them, so they're on heightened alert. Until they get used to the outworld, then I expect the outworld numbers to skyrocket. The fruit flies have been coming in sweet and fast. Any fruit flies that climbed up the wall or onto the lid, I knocked back down to the sand level. As they're being very cautious at the moment, they're not going to go up the edges and the roof to check it for fruit flies like they normally do. With this being said, they found all the fruit flies within a matter of about 15 minutes. As well as that, and the moisture level in the nest, there was no need to water them, hence no ants were out looking for water either. So the water feeder hasn't actually been discovered yet or even used. All in all, I am really happy with the setup, especially thankful to WaKooshi for making it me in the first place. But I'm really excited to see how the ants get on. And this is a step up in a major way, because when they grow fully into this nest, which is about 20% bigger than what they previously had, unlike what they previously had, I can just expand this. It can be expanded across, up, or back down the back. There is a lot of attachments coming out for this nest. There's more attachments coming out for the pillars in the outworlds. This really is a step up for the ants, and I'm looking forward to seeing my colony thrive even more. Rest assured, you'll be seeing plenty of this setup in the future colony reviews. Thanks a lot for watching today, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one.